Hello, it's Father Samuel Hakeem with a word of hope for Saturday in the 28th week in Ordinary Time. Well, today we celebrate the feast of St. Luke, the evangelist and gospel writer who gave us the Gospel of Luke. Each of the four Gospels is an account of the life of Jesus Christ, and each of the four writers, in the way that they write and what they choose to emphasize or how they choose to approach certain moments within the life of Christ, leave a bit of an overarching theme, if you will. I think it's fair to label the theme of the Gospel of Luke with two phrases which find themselves a few times repeated by the lay faithful in the Gospel of Luke. Those phrases are, "A prophet has arisen in our midst, and God has visited his people." A prophet has arisen in our midst. In fact, the first public thing that we see Jesus doing in the Gospel of Luke after his baptism and his time of temptation in the desert, he finds himself at home in the synagogue. He unrolls the scroll from the prophet Isaiah, and he reads this great prophecy: "The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he has anointed me to bring good news to the poor, to help to give sight to the blind, and liberty to captives," and it goes on. And so he does. But yes, indeed, the kingdom of God has broken into our midst through the person of Jesus Christ. But it's not just a promise of an improvement of things here and now, because that phrase is incomplete without the second one. God has visited his people. And indeed, Jesus Christ is God come among us, born into our world, into deep and lasting relationship with us. This is very clear in the tenderness of the relationships that Jesus forms throughout Luke's Gospel. His closeness, yes, with his mother, with his apostles, with Mary and Martha, and with others as well. Now, it's easy to kind of pack these away as in antiquity and like, okay, well, sure, a prophet did arise back in the day, and God once upon a time visited his people. But these statements remain true for us today, because Jesus remains here with us today. Sure, not walking around in human appearance, but rather given to us to remain in the Sacraments, in the Eucharist, and in our lives as baptized Catholics. Yes, the kingdom of God continues to unfold, continues to be made known through our action on earth, through the goodness on earth, through the care of the poor, the little ones, the lifting up of those in need. But also God continues to visit his people. But our encounter with him is now sacramental in the Eucharist, a true encounter with the living God, a true encounter with the person of Jesus Christ. That God indeed remains with us. This should give us hope. This should give us joy. That just as those who experienced it when Jesus first came on earth, well, so too for us. A prophet has arisen in our midst, and God has visited his people. I encourage you at some point, maybe this week, maybe in the coming month, to read through the Gospel of Luke and see how these themes come about. Pay attention to the tenderness of Jesus Christ. Pay attention to his care for the poor, the little ones, and women. Pay attention to how the mystery of his death and his resurrection unfold, and find goodness there. Find hope for today and always. God bless you.